So here we are, we're gonna start doing mouths. And one thing you're gonna see on this paper, number one, we did this before, that there's creases. I folded it, to make 8 sections. I also include the nose, and I include the nose in case you wanna add any teeth. Teeth are kind of tricky, but it's important if I wanted to add teeth on this that the center line between your 2 front teeth is in the middle of your nose. So if I were to add a tooth and add a tooth, that's where they would go, and that helps me. So this little circle is a nose, and I just did that in case you want to play with adding teeth. Now on the bottom I did add teeth because these are clearly showing teeth. It's possible to have your mouth open and be really sad and nobody to see your top teeth. It depends on who you are. You can also show a tongue. I could show a tongue in here, and again, you want your tongue to be centered, kind of centered with the nose. So here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold my paper just like we did before. So I'm going to fold it like a hot dog, where we got these terms, or a burrito. I don't quite know, but anyway, I guess it's kind of like a hot dog. And then just like before, I'm going to open it up and then fold it like a hamburger or a taco, this way. And then fold again exactly the same. So here's my fold, here's my opening, and I fold these together. And when you open it up, you have 8 sections, and you could put lines. So here we go, mouths. I'm gonna make first a happy mouth, really simple mouth, one you guys all know very well, which is an up, and then here's the cheek, and I am gonna show you where the nose would be, just for the sake of if you were gonna add any teeth. I mean, I could add teeth as if I'm bucktooth or something right here, but it would be the space between your 2 front teeth would line up with the middle of the nose, okay? That's why I'm adding the nose. So that one's pretty easy. So now I'm gonna do, this one's happy. Now I'm gonna do really happy. So your mouth is open, like so, and down and up, and then again, my little cheek creases. So this is really happy. Or, as I wrote, ecstatic, which is another word for really happy. Again, I'm going to make the nose because for sure on this one, I could do some teeth. And if I did, I would center them here and maybe make them going this way, and then I'd have to make some other teeth, and they would move back and look a little bit smaller. I could also make a tongue, and it would have a crease kind of going down the middle, and it would go like that, and that's just adding detail. Detail is huge in art. Whether the detail is adding little things like teeth and a tongue, whether it's giving a texture to something, whether it's adding a pattern. You don't just do shorts on your character, you give them a checkerboard pair of pants. All those little things make a more interesting piece of art. So now I'm going to do sad. Basically the same as happy, but reverse. Downward slope, and those creases kind of indicate that it's a sad face. And then simply make the mouth open. So I'm going to go up and down and make little creases. This is really sad, or what I called distraught. Distraught means super sad, devastated, distraught. Just richer words saying the same thing. It's always nice to try and find words that make you sound kind of more elevated, because you have a bigger word choice to choose from. So again, I'm going to add the nose because I might show some teeth. And again, the teeth would be here. You might not see as many. And I don't think I'd see the tongue, honestly, with the way it is. Okay? Now, again, I Googled cartoon mouths with emotions, and then I looked at various papers that were just images. I didn't watch a video to kind of check out mouths and which one. And I have to say, I was not crazy about worried. So I'd say of all the mouths that I drew, worried for me wasn't really making me too ecstatic, but I'm going to show you worried. And first, to make it really simple, we do a wavy line and an end on both sides. Okay? Now I saw, and then of course, whoops, I almost forgot my nose. And then I saw that sometimes people would do a worried mouth, and if they did this, they'd usually fill it in, and they'd have the sides going down at the very end of both. See how that bends down and that bends down. And then they would fill it in, which I didn't do on my Sharpie example, because it would be, you wouldn't be able to see the teeth. It would be pretty dark inside your mouth. So this is more than just worried. Maybe you're slightly panicked is the word I chose. Panicked. C-K-E-D. English. Crazy with the spelling. We made our language very, very tricky. I'm not sure why. Okay, now, angry was kind of fun. If you look online, there's lots of different shapes, but one shape I liked was this idea of kind of making a sideways triangle. So I come like this, I go down, you don't give it a sharp edge though, and then connect, and I overlapped a little bit right there. And then of course I decide where my nose is, because as I make the teeth, and I'm gonna kind of curve the line a little bit, I want to make sure the center tooth is there, and you're seeing more teeth on the right-hand side than you are on the left. And then I would thicken these lips. Because they're lips, I wouldn't keep them a line. I would make them a little thicker. I'm not going to do that right now because it's just time consuming, I feel like, and I'm not. So I'm going to stop there. Now the other shade, so this is frustrated or angry. I sort of felt like it was more frustrated, but I also had written angry, and we spoke about this before. As an artist, we're not going to all agree on the same thing. We're not going to all agree on what are the best colors, what is the most beautiful blue. Sometimes we'll look at something together. All of us as a class could look at a flower, and I could say, hey, that's a beautiful purple flower, and somebody else could say, no, I think it's a blue flower. Somebody else could say, it looks kind of reddish purple to me. We're not going to agree on everything. So to me, this looked frustrated, but you might feel differently. So the last one was angry, and it was almost like, I don't know how to explain it, like, you know those old-fashioned hourglass timers where sand goes through them, but it would be laying on its side. So you're kind of going like this, and you're swooping down, and one side is bigger than the other, and then it comes in. So looks almost like a bow tie, but this side's a little bigger than this. You could make them equal. I think it's a little interesting to make things a little off-centered sometimes. And then of course I want to show where the nose is. I'm going to make my teeth lines, and I'm going to curve it slightly because I think that'd be the way it curves. And then my center tooth would be here. And then your two front teeth, your teeth kind of get smaller looking as they go further back in your mouth. I'm getting a little sloppy here. And this is like a furious mouth. Okay? So again, here they are in pen, so you can see them really clearly. And what I want you to do this week is to check out mouths, cartoon mouths, and practice 8 different mouths It could be exactly what I have on my paper. You could find something new, could play with a little bit, and label them with the emotion you feel like they represent.